you today? I'm Smruti and this is the series Being a Montessori Parent. Like you may have rightly guessed, my topic today is COVID-19, when home becomes a temporary school. Amongst the many challenges that we are facing because of the COVID-19, the biggest challenge is having children at home for a long vacation. Although the word vacation means a holiday, but there are a lot of things that we could do on a vacation which we can't do right now, and that's why it makes it a challenge to have children at home for a long period of time. So today I am going to talk about how you can make your home into a temporary school and why is it important. So why can't we just look at this as another long vacation, and why do we have to make home into a temporary school? Because it is for such a long period of time. Initially the children could just have fun playing and watching TV and eating whatever they want, but soon they're going to start getting bored of it, and when they start getting bored, we're going to start seeing behaviors which are not acceptable, like tantrums, maybe defiance. The boredom is going to make them so frustrated that they don't know how to bring it out. So before we can actually get into this crisis, the best thing is to have your home converted into temporary schools. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by this. So basically, let's all pretend that we are going to be starting a new venture, and that is starting a new school. And so you have kids at home, and the first thing that you would be thinking about when you start a school is the environment that the child is going to be in. If you are privileged and if you have a room which you can dedicate to this, that would be a great idea. But if not, whatever space you can give for this would be advisable. Segregate the area as a temporary school and have small shelves there, like I'm talking about for a preschool child, and based on the Montessori method of education, we generally have shelves, and in those shelves we have activities which are put on trays which the child can pick up and work on his own. But if you don't want to make shelves, just have activities available on tables or whatever kind of furniture that you can provide, just that the child enters into this environment just like he would enter into any classroom. I'll talk to you about the activities that can go on the shelf, but prepare an environment that looks very much like different from the play area or any place where he has all the toys. And because we're going to put other activities out here, which I will talk to you about soon. So prepare this environment which is school time. So the child enters here when the time is, which we'll talk about when we talk about the routine. So in this environment that you're preparing, keep in mind that you don't have too many distractions. Make sure that everything is at the child's level that he can pick up, and whatever he's going to be needing for his activity, like stationery or books or whatever that he needs, is to be available in that room, because we don't want them running out to get that and getting distracted. So the lesser the distractions, the better. So advisably, no TV in this room, because we don't want the child to be distracted and to do anything else. So once you set up an environment like this, we are going to call it a temporary school. And then comes the routine. The next plan that you need to make is the routine. So it would be advisable to set a work time, play time, snack time, TV time, lunch time, dinner time, and of course going to bed time. The minute you have these times, it becomes easy for you to discipline the children and say, now this is the time and we need to do this. But if you do not even have an allotted time and just let it go, then it will be very hard for you to get them on a schedule. So basically we need to have a schedule, just like a school has. When the child goes in, they have something to do, and then they have a play time, and then they have a snack time, and then they have a go home time. Similarly, you set up times, whatever it is that the rituals that you do every day, set up times for it and give it specific names and stay on that routine. Now you're going to use all your skills to help this discipline develop into the child. So once the routines are set and a schedule is made, you can even write it on a paper and put it in this room, so that child in the environment that you have created as a temporary school, and so you and your child can be on the same page and find out what's next and do that next activity. And these activities that which you're going to plan, which we will talk about soon, can be involving the child, and so the activities will be aligned with the routine. So we will give an allowance for everything everything in the day. It's just that the school has a routine for maybe 4 hours or 5 hours, but here you have almost 8 to 9 hours till they go to sleep that you need to plan and have a routine for. So creating an environment, and when you are creating an environment, make sure there is order, there is structure, and everything is at the child's level. So this will help the child take things, put back things in its place, and that's very, very important, because that is what makes this environment into a temporary school. So you be there, the parent is the teacher, whichever parent is taking this responsibility, or both the parents is the teacher, and so you're going to be there and be guiding them through it, and showing them how to do things, and making sure they're going through their timetables, and if they're older children, making sure you're getting material for them to work on, like paperwork and stuff like that, is going to be very important. So you are a temporary teacher also. So once the environment is set and the routine is made that this is what we're going to follow, you make a timetable, and we're going to be making this timetable in sync with the child, so that we're all together and take into consideration all the things that are important for your child. Please don't throw them off balance, because this is already a time that is causing them a lot of turmoil. They don't know what's happening around them, and there's a lot of fear that's setting in. So we need to make sure that the environment is calm, peaceful, and they have a routine that goes on every day in the same way, so there is some stability that they can look for in their own homes. So that is routine. The last one which I'm talking about is the activities. Now, depending on the age of your child, you will have to prepare activities, and what suggestions I can give you is, for a pre-primary child or even a toddler, things like making transferring beans from one bowl to another. So you can make a tray with 2 bowls and put beans, and they bring it to a particular place. Now, if you don't have chowkis or tables they can work on, they can even bring it and keep it on the floor in front of them, or their study table, and just work on it and go keep it back on that shelf in that environment that you have prepared. So small activities like that, or give them a needle and they can put beads into it. Of course, a really big plastic needle, and safe. Everything has to be safe in the environment. So put the beads into the needle, and they can do beading, and many activities like this. You can also involve them in chores that you do every day, like loading the dishes or unloading the dishes and putting them back in their original places, and involve them in that, or making rotis, or making sandwiches, or making the food that you are going to cook anyway. Involve them in that. But of course, this would be at times when there's lunchtime and snack time, and that time the work time is taken over by these chores. But for the activities, let's talk about what are the areas that we need. So the areas you need to keep in consideration to put the activities on the shelf in this temporary school that you have created is academic, creative, movement, entertainment, and definitely quiet time. So you're going to have to keep this in mind. So academic would be based on the child's age, the work that the school has given. Most schools are giving things that can be done online. So, use whatever sparingly the time, technology time that they need in productive ways, and let them do their work during the academic time. It's important to have creative activities like art, painting, sand work, clay work. Clay modeling would be playing with the clay is very good, because it's stress relieving. So it will help your child a lot to use clay in their activities. So creative activities like that. Every day should have one such activity which they make up, and you can put it up on your fridge, and or anywhere that they want, to encourage them to make more. Then of course we were talking about movement. This becomes ever so important, because you're not allowed to go out. So it's important that you can have a small trampoline on which they can jump in the house, or something that they can do. Of course, we always say playtime is on the outside, but today the times are different, and we have to make those changes for our children, and play is extremely important. Depending on where you're staying, if it is allowed to go outside, and if it's not a danger for the child, child, fresh air is equally important, but it's important for you to have some kind of movement. So I would suggest activities like yoga, which can be done at home for children on a daily basis at that particular yoga time. When work time is over, you can create a movement time. So we've spoken about academics, and we did talk about creativity, and we spoke about movement. The next thing is entertainment. Of course, very important at these times. Children will feel very frustrated if there's no form of entertainment. Now, this entertainment is what they want to do. So basically, you would allow them to watch the shows that they want, music that they want to listen to, maybe a little bit of dancing time where they put on the music and just dance to a tune or behave silly and just have a fun time. It's good if we can get in with them on this and have a great time. So entertainment is on the priority list to have in your routine when you're creating one. Last but not the least is the quiet time. This is where mindfulness, meditation, sitting simply for a while, it's very important for them and for your sanity. You need to have that quiet time. And during these days when everybody is in the house all together, which we've never encountered before, we have to give each other that space to be who we want to be. So, the time when the child is just given his space to maybe just, lay down on the couch and stare into the outside the window or anything. So quiet time is something that I would also keep into account when I'm making the routine or the schedule that we spoke about. So to summarize, I would say create an environment with order, structure, safety, and fun. And make sure you have a routine that tells you and the child what's the expectations for the day, keeping in mind work time, play time, eating time, entertainment time, yoga time, meditation time, whatever it is that you want to put in. You would have activities that are widely spread based on academics, creativity, movement, entertainment, and quiet time. You put all this together in this temporary school that you're creating in your home and create a safe haven for your children so that they do not lag behind on any of the development that's happening socially, emotionally, psychologically, academically, and physically. We need to help this happen. Other than ERA, that is the E for environment, R for routine, and A for activities. Keep in mind ERA during these COVID-19 times, and do this and prepare an environment where your child can continue to grow and flourish just the way they have to. So thank you for listening, and if you like what you just heard, please do subscribe to our channel, and please visit our website www.formativeage.in to know more about the Montessori method, other videos on parenting, and the courses that we offer online, and Formative Age itself. So until I see you again, stay safe and goodbye.